at the moment?
It is quite expected, having gone through a lot of challenges. You recall that when the new CBN governor took the CBN headship, you recall that he actually faced a lot of problems, and he actually put a lot of policies related issues and actions to make sure that they tame the challenge of Naira. However, it's not yet Uhuru, because if you look at the issue now, it's like they have actually reversed one of their policy tactically, which is the floating of Naira. They now have a way of controlling. Now they have reduced the BDC from 5,680 something to about 1,000 plus now, and they now tell them, they now peg the Naira now,
right.
unlike willing buyer and willing seller. So I think that gives them, and you also see that remittance, diaspora remittance also came in like never before. You agree with me that it's because of the value of dollar that makes people to come and invest more, which is negative to us but positive externalities.
Well, isn't that a cosmetic approach?
Right, it's a pure cosmetic approach. But moving ahead, I think we are not saying we have got to where we are, but I can assure you it cannot move to 1,900, because some, even perception, in terms of perception, people will still not go and expect up to 1,900. But we have not actually solved the fundamental problem. We must solve our legacy issue in Nigeria to have, and that's why we always
when you
canvas.
Say legacy issues, what do you mean?
Right, we have always canvas that there should be a short-term plan, medium-term plan, and long-term plan.
Right.
Now, the legacy issue simply means that we have issue of diversification of the economy, we have issue of insecurity, we have issue of inflation. So these things cannot, you cannot solve foreign direct forex problem without solving the legacy and internal issue.
Indeed, some analysts have actually stressed the need, for caution, especially on the part of the Apex Bank, knowing that there are a number of challenges that actually abound. But do you think this ranking was paid for?
Right. Well, with caution optimism, I wouldn't say it's paid for, but I can agree with you that during this April, you actually see it's not a new thing. It's just a issue of functioning. That okay, which naira is gaining value, which currency is gaining value, and which one is losing value. We can as well be the most currency that has been losing over time. So I think it's not being paid for. It's quite well deserving. In fact, I can give apology to Kados, because you look at things like they listen a lot to people's comments and whatever, and they're making use of it. However, they should look at the major problem and solve it, and they should stop increasing interest rate.
All right, we'll definitely get to that. But talk us through the indices that must be considered, when asserting rankings of this nature.
The basic one is just the value naira are achieved within that period. Then they will put it side by side with other international currency.
It's quite a short period of time. Is that enough to say that that was quite a robust experience with turnover reaching levels not seen in over 7 years?
Right.
How
the fact is that there could be ranking for a day, there could be ranking for a week, there could be ranking for a month, there could be ranking for a year, there could be ranking for 10 years. So in that case, it could be for a month or for 20 days. So, and perhaps they want to sing their own song as well. So if I'm the head of,
what do you mean by that?
They want to sing their song. If I'm ahead of an organization and we are doing well to an extent, I have to say to the world that yes, we are doing well. So I think let's give it to them and let them keep the good work.
If you agree that some level of gains, were recorded in the month of April. April is still ongoing, although these are the last days of April. But how has that, reflected or impacted the economy? You see how the prices of things skyrocketed.
And that's what our job is as an economist. We have to look at the macro economy. How has it affected the market? But I can tell you cannot see the reflection yet, because it has to be sustained, and that is the question. And can they sustain it? Naira has dropped up to 950. Dollar has dropped up to 950. Now it's 1,230 something. Right. That simply means they have not been able to sustain it. So you cannot see the reflection. It must be sustained for at least 2 months, because if you buy
that's a long time.
That's if you buy goods from your manufacturer and you still have them on the market until you sell the one on the shop. When you go back to purchase, that's when you now sell at the purchasing price relatively. So for now, it cannot reflect. So Nigerians should still brace up and face the challenges as it were.
Okay, when people stress the need for the CBN, to be cautious, and also to make deliberate effort as to how this trend can be sustained. You look at the inflationary pressure, you take a look at, security concerns in terms of food production and a host of others. But before we talk about that, what are your thoughts on the acclaimed economic revolution, I mean, that the government is talking about? We understand that the CNG buses are going to be launched, pretty soon. You talk about the heightened liquidity that has been reported. You also look at the cut in diesel prices. I mean, that is one remarkable thing that a number of Nigerians have been talking about, that this is definitely going to drive or push down inflation.
It's quite nostalgia because this government bring the negative and the positive. I must acknowledge that there is no government since First Republic that have accrued revenue like this present government. They have removed subsidy, they have increased import duty. A lot of things has been done. They have floated the naira. They have done all they can do to actually gain something. But the thing is from what we are seeing, they are much more intentional than other government, because